What's up, guys? My name is Pete, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to check out its top performers. We'll have a look at today's biggest winners and the biggest losers. We've got a couple of news articles today. Verge Currency users wanting a better wallet, and John McAfee making a run at the President of the United States. Then, after all that, we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis. All of that and more coming up. Don't move a muscle, guys. And here we are, guys, on CoinMarketCap.com. The market cap currently sitting at $336.5 billion, with a 24-hour trading volume of $16.7 billion, and Bitcoin dominance checking in at 38%. Of our top five, we have Bitcoin down 2.8%, Ethereum down 4.36%, Ripple down 1.5%, Bitcoin Cash down 5.6%, and EOS down 6% on the day, guys. Versus Bitcoin, we have Digix, DAO, up 18.98%, and everything else, guys, is in the single numerals. 9% for Skycoin, Huobi token up 7%. Cybermiles only up 6% versus Bitcoin. Maker up nearly 4%. Yeah, so, wow, there's only maybe 15 coins that are doing well against Bitcoin today, and everything else, guys, look at that. Look at all that red today. That is not a good sign at all. In fact, I hate looking at that. That just looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. But what can you do? It is Monday after all. We're going to check out our gainers and losers today, guys. Our biggest gainer of the day is Xcoin, up 127.12% on the day, guys. Rhenium up 67.44%. Transcodium up 35.12%. Quark up 22.28%. And ShareChain up 20.44% on the day, guys. We're going to move to our biggest losers. And Fitrova, poor Fitrova, still doing bad, down 34.2%. Amen, down 32.37%. XRN chain down 30.67%. Peculium down 27.42%, and Get Protocol down 26.25%. These coins, other than Peculium, guys, those first five, I wouldn't even worry about, with a 24-hour trading volume of under $100,000 for Fitrova and Amon. Fitrova, I did some research into that, and I've seen lots of guys or lots of other channels do dedicated videos to Fitrova. It's just sad to see that coin cannot get or catch a break. That's just too bad. But yeah, the other four guys, $118,000, $119,000 trading volume for 24 hours. It's, nothing that I would be too skeptical on. If you're in those coins, I wouldn't worry too much, because, tomorrow these things could be just shooting the moon. Who knows? Who knows? But we're going to move on. We'll see what John McAfee says about running for the President of the United States. Stay right there, guys. John McAfee announces his 2020 presidential bid to serve the crypto community. John McAfee, founder of McAfee Antivirus Software and now prominent crypto enthusiast, announced his bid yesterday, June 3rd, to run for U.S. president in the year 2020 as a way to serve the crypto community, according to his Twitter account. John McAfee tweeted, "In spite of past refusals, I've decided again to run for POTUS in 2020. If asked again by the Libertarian Party, I will run with them. If not, I'll create my own party. I believe this will be best serve the crypto community by providing the ultimate campaign platform for us. Now, this will be McAfee's second run for president after he lost his first bid in 2016 to former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson to be the candidate for the Libertarian Party. McAfee mentioned his past failed bid by noting yesterday that if he had been more connected with the community in 2016, he would have been better able to publicize the idea of currency independence, which he notes is already on every American's lips. McAfee's tweet about his 2020 run has now garnered over 600 comments, with McAfee responding with most of them either a thank you or a smiley face emoji. One Token platform has apparently already donated an equivalent of $390.85 to the campaign. The future potential president candidate tweeted again today about the run, noting that although he doesn't actually think he has a chance of winning, the bid will give him a platform to tell the truth. Don't think I have a chance of winning, he tweeted. I do not. But what truly changes America is not the president, but the process of creating one. If my following is sufficient, I can get to stand on the world's largest stage and talk to everyone, as I did last time, to tell the truth. McAfee has already made headlines last week by announcing the creation of his own crypto-backed fiat currency that is redeemable for up to 100 minutes of FaceTime with him directly, as well as in February for revealing he has made $105,000 per tweet promoting crypto projects. Now, guys, you know, I'm a fan of John McAfee, although I find him to be wildly out of this world, you know, with some of the things that he says. You know, I just, the guy, he's very avid when it comes to crypto. And for a bunch of you new folks in the crypto community who aren't aware who John McAfee is, back in the 90s and early 2000s, he had a series of antivirus softwares that he was selling and made himself rather profitable. And then, you know, as the years went by, trials and tribulations, he lost everything. Then now he's gotten it back, and you know, he's made quite a few predictions about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin specifically. As the year 2021, he claims that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million each, or he will eat his own penis. Now, you know, I'm a big fan of Bitcoin, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency. But in a span of 3 years, we need to go from $7,000 to $1 million. Come on, John. That's crazy talk there. That is crazy talk. You would need to, in 3 years' time, we would need to have a valuation of $333,000 on Bitcoin. It would have to increase that much each year. $333,000. So currently, between now being June 5th, June 4th, so in 6 months, we would have to see the price of Bitcoin skyrocket $326,000. Within 6 months, guys. 6 months! I mean, I don't like to use the term impossible very much, but right now, the way I see it and the way Bitcoin moves and is being manipulated, it is going to be impossible for Bitcoin to reach $300 and some odd thousand in 6 months. Number one reason, the U.S., I mean, and, you know, granted, Bitcoin isn't traded in just the United States, but the U.S. is a big part of the market, and right now, Bitcoin is highly unregulated, guys. Highly unregulated. And that keeps a lot of potential investors out of the market currently. Why? Because no one wants to just throw their money at something that they're afraid isn't going to be there in, say, like 6 months or a year or 2 years, or, you know. And granted, their fears are legitimate because, you know, this market is the Wild West. It's rife with just scam after scam after scam. And, you know, people are just, they're afraid to invest money into something that they aren't aware of, you know, that they don't know anything about. And partially that's what I want this channel to do, is to be there to educate folks like, you know, new investors and new would-be traders to, you know, not be afraid of this. Because it's nothing to be afraid of, guys. In fact, if you want it to, this cryptocurrency will change your life, especially now, if you're getting in now, guys, on the ground floor, when, you know, Bitcoin's sitting at $7,495. I mean, granted, it's not going to shoot up to $300 and some odd thousand by the end of this year. There's just no technical way possible. Unless, you know, the SEC comes out and says, sure, everything's A-okay to go. Bitcoin will be treated as a security, as will all other cryptocurrencies in the United States. U.S. citizens have the okay to join ICOs. Then maybe you would see a valuation of, you know, maybe like a $50,000 Bitcoin. Because like I said, guys, the U.S. is just one country that trades in cryptocurrency. It would need lots more than that, guys, lots more than that. But, you know, I really hope that, you know, this run that John McAfee makes for the President of the United States, I really hope that, you know, he sheds some light on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to the general public. You know, and, well, a lot of people think that the guy is just absolutely crazy. He's a very smart man, obviously. I mean, he's made millions in his lifetime. He should be listened to and know what he's talking about. So, there's that, guys. Drop me a comment down in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about old Mr. McAfee. You think that he's off his rocker and that he better start salt and peppering his penis? Because 2021, that's the date. That's the date. We're going to move on, guys. Our second news article of the day, guys. Verge users cry out for new user-friendly wallets. Amongst other things, I think that Verge should really look into fixing their code so they aren't getting hacked every other month. But, you know, that's just me. Today, CryptoRect, a system engineer and advisor for Verge's core team, put out the call to the Verge community, or the VergeFam, for constructive feedback on the direction of Verge Currency, looking for those great ideas that have been floating around but have been lost to the void. He promised that the feedback would be viewed by the entire team. Is there, he asked, something that as a whole we could be doing differently? The community has begun to respond, and one request is being mentioned again and again. What the Verge community really wants is a new wallet, one which works, is intuitive, and is accessible to people without advanced technical skills. I personally think they need to work on the code. That's just me. According to Walter, the current wallet is still too complicated for mass adoption. For Verge to really take off, it has to be idiot-proof and has to be available on the Apple mobile devices. Verge's Tor wallet for Android is currently rated a modest 3.4 out of 5. This score does not represent lots of users thinking the wallet is just okay, but instead is due to a lot of people either loving it or a lot of people hating it, much like the Verge currency itself. Walter's message was echoed by many other Verge users. Westlib said that I'm more computer savvy than most, and I'm having trouble with it. While Mr. Nerd82 pointed out that us elite nerds can manually download the torrent, integrate it, and sync the last 24 hours of it quick. But unfortunately, Joe Blow doesn't understand any of that. It's been a wild few months for the Verge fam. In April, Verge announced that the biggest partnership in history of cryptocurrency, a tie-in with MindGeek and its suite of online porn websites. Since the currency has suffered from a 51% attack, fallen out with Litecoin's Charlie Lee, and has been gifted its own hot sauce. Now, it seems that the community could do with a break from the drama and would welcome a refocusing on fundamentals of creating a cryptocurrency that can be used by everyone, not just elite nerds. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that that's all that the Verge fam really wants? If I were a part of this Verge fam, but I'm not saying that I am, guys. In fact, that I'm not a big fan of any privacy coin. I would think that they would want to, have their currency and like the platform, actually be able to defend itself and not just be subject to hack after 51% hack. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous that, the first time it happened, sure, I get it. There are people out there who are scumbags that, they don't want to, make money themselves. They want to steal. Completely understandable. And, after the first attack, yeah, sorry guys, it sucks. We're going to fix it. But they didn't fix it. They threw a Band-Aid on it, essentially. And then a month later, the Band-Aid gets ripped off. And, they just start hemorrhaging money out of the wound yet again. So, the Verge fam, I think they really need to think about, protecting themselves. Because who's to say that, they're not going to get hacked again? They really need to focus on, fixing their platform and making sure that it's secure and not, subject to unfriendly people, to say the least. But yeah, drop me a comment down in the comment section, guys. If you're a part of the Verge fam, let me know. Do you think that that's what you need? Is a new wallet? Because personally, if it were me, I would want to make sure that the Verge core team was doing everything they could to make sure that the platform is secure. Before anything else, I would want to make sure that, my funds are safe on their platform. That's just my opinion. But, what do I know, guys? What do I know? Moving on. And here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And, guys, I kept up our indicators that I had from Friday's video. As I talked about in Friday's video, we were just on like a wait and see to see what Bitcoin would do. And we had a couple of good days. Friday, we posted a green candle. Saturday, a green candle. Sunday, a green candle. And so far today, guys, we're on a bit of a pullback. Actually, from the looks of it, it's like an engulfing red candle. It's swallowing up Saturday and Sunday all in one foul swoop. But we still have roughly 5 hours of the candle of the day left. So we'll see where that takes us. On our estimated exponential moving averages, our 3 exponential moving averages that we have. What we want to see here, guys, is the red or the 50-day line. It's got to be moving above the other two before we can ever show like bullish sentiment. Currently, you know, everything, like, you see how the lines or the moving averages, they're kind of bunched up together, you know? They're not really separated by too much space. And that's indicative, guys, of a market that's moving sideways that doesn't really know what it wants to do. And what I mean by that is, like, sure, we see this engulfing red candle, but the volume we can see it's very minute. There's not a whole lot going on. Over the past couple of days, you know, we saw green volume, but again, you know, it was low amounts of it. There wasn't a lot of trade action going on. And as you can see that we just trended down in the volume. And this is just over days and weeks. And I want to pull up my trend line just so I can show you what I'm talking about. We'll start here back on April 11th. And we can see just by, as I run the trend line, you can see, you know, that volume has been lacking, to say the least. So, I mean, these bounces and these I should say, these pullbacks with minimal amount of volume shouldn't be something that I would worry too much about. What we can do, guys, from here, I'm going to grab this trend line and bring it back down here, just so we can show it like that. I'm going to grab another trend line here, and we're going to draw out our triangle again, guys, that we had posted a couple of days ago, like last week sometime. And we're going to draw it again out this way, straight across like so. Bring the bottom of that out like that. We're going to scoot that over, and bingo. So, what we want to see, guys, is Bitcoin actually, we want to see it kind of, make a test here. Like, we can see that it's on kind of like an upward trend here. I want to zoom in here so we can see what I'm talking about. I want to turn off auto so I can just bring it up to the center of the screen like so. And you can see that, there we go. Now that we got a little bit better of a picture, we can see that it's on an upward angle. Like, everything is just trending up so far. And that's a good sign. That's something that we want to see. If we can just keep Bitcoin bouncing along this trend here, or at least along this trend line, and then eventually, like within, I don't know, the next week or so, we want to test this upward triangle, the top of this triangle. We want to test it to see if we can punch through. And if we can get through this downward trend here, guys, if we can punch through it with some volume and with some vigor, we could be onto our bull run. We want to see something like this and then break through, and then when it does come back down, we want it to test and bounce off of it, guys, and then on up into, you know, the promised land. That's what we're hoping to see. At least that's what I'm hoping to see in the next, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, you know, as June begins to give way to July. Hopefully we're on to that bull run that everybody was thinking that we would be on at the end of last month or the end of May. Or actually, they were hoping that it would start at the beginning of May, like around consensus time. But, you know, as we can see, that didn't pan out the way we had hoped, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, this is what we're hoping to see here, guys. A bounce up and then through here. But, you know, as always, I want to keep stating this every single video until it's drilled into our heads. Bitcoin is not a coin that should be traded. It doesn't do what, you know, the technicals. It doesn't follow any technical analysis. I mean, because it's manipulated too much, guys. It is manipulated too much to, really look into it. When you're looking at it and you think you have an idea of what it's going to do technically, and then it does the exact opposite. And there are reasons for that that don't involve technicals, and it's got a lot more to do with whale groups and pump groups than it does with the technical analysis of and how it's functioning, and or it has less to do with the fundamentals, even the fundamentals of Bitcoin, and what that is it wants to act as a currency and a store of value. Well, sure, that's great, but if you got whale groups and just entities who control a lot of Bitcoin, guys, just dictating what the market is and isn't going to do, I mean, there's really no way to. I mean, I understand that I do fundamental analysis, or not fundamental, technical analysis on Bitcoin on usually generally every video. And then, I go into stating that, oh, guys, you shouldn't trade Bitcoin because it's manipulated, yada, yada, yada. I'm hoping, guys, that I'm showing you, and that you guys are potentially picking it up, of the manipulation in this market, at least in this coin in particular. And I mean, you've got to see it, guys. You've got to see it. Like, there's just some things that there's just no reason other than manipulation is that it's happening. Like this big green spike here back on the 12th of April. That just out of nowhere, for no reason whatsoever, just boom, big shot up, raised us $1,000 in a day. And then a couple days later, boom, big shot up. A couple days later, boom, big shot up. A couple days later, boom, big shot up. Then we wanted to hit that 10,000 mark. Couldn't do it. And then sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. And we are currently, hopefully, with any luck, this is just a retracement of what we were looking at, and then we're on our way back up. In fact, let's have a look at it. And we're going to Fibonacci retracement. We're going to start at the most recent low that it had here. And we're going to go to the swing high back when we hit almost 10,000 and see what we can see. We're going to zoom in here, turn off auto so we can get a better look. And as you can see, Bitcoin retraced right down into the golden pocket of the Fibonacci retracement scale. Down in this gray area, the 786. This is the golden pocket. And that means that it's retraced 78% of its original value. And that generally a rebound is likely. And as you can see, it bounced right off. Well, I shouldn't say right off, but it was inside the golden pocket and it bounced. So now we're testing this upward trend line that we were on. And hopefully, guys, we'll see it just bounce here and up and up. And it'll test this downward trend, like I said earlier, and hopefully, with any luck, punch through. But we do have our moving averages that will act as lines of resistance, guys. So, we're, as always, on a wait-and-see approach. So, that's going to do it for the video today, guys. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button, as I'll try to post a video about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency every single day, Monday through Friday. If you learned everything, or if you learned anything today, guys, hit that like button. Share it with a friend. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.